that's the first 11 he could possibly put with Cabaye maybe in. But Sissoko is doing very well so far.
And the only thing we're missing at the moment is goals. Let's see if we can bring you some of those. We have a change as well. Andre Iturraspe, who I know you're a big fan of, Gaisper as well. What will he bring to this Spanish team very quickly?
Well, just helping the defense and helping the balance, well, Busquets, and probably same sort of job. Because that triangle with the fullbacks needs also sorting to stop the counter-attacks from France.
OK, Terry Gibson, Gary Weaver, back to you.
Well, France will host Euro 2016, but they will play a part in qualifying. They have been drawn in the same group as Portugal and Denmark, but they will just be friendly games, so no points will be awarded. Does mean they can have worthwhile friendlies against other nations already programmed in. They will go from playing for nothing really for 2 years to then playing for everything when Euro 2016 gets underway. So they'll be getting used to friendly games. Half-time here, 0-0, and Spain making that change at the break with Ander Iturraspe. Athletic Bilbao coming on to win his second cap, and a straight swap in place of Sergio Busquets. Strong on play from Sergio Ramos, holding off Valbuena. Evra. There's Griezmann. Now Valbuena, flattened by Sergio Ramos.
Again, it's poor defending from Ramos. He can't win the ball cleanly. Playing was in the perfect position to hold the ball up. Sensible defending needed from the Spaniard. And gives away a foolish free kick.
Valbuena standing over it. Pogba looking for a piece of the action as well. Valbuena finds Debuchy. France will have a corner.
Good play from Valbuena to change the angle of the set piece. Difficult when it's right down the middle of the pitch. Spun it out wide. Debuchy with a cross. The Spanish defence about.
Towards that near post, and Sissoko, and Varane gets his head on it. Oh, it's difficult to try and turn the ball in from that kind of angle.
You expect a player to make decent contact with that before it reaches Varane. He doesn't see it to the last minute. Sissoko, Pogba, slightly pulled back by Raul Garcia. An appeal there from two of the French players for a penalty.
Varane went in there, made it difficult for him to try and cause problems for David De Gea.
Just where France had maybe an edge in the first half in terms of individual players. A little bit quicker. Look at the likes of Santi Cazorla, Fabregas, Busquets, Koke, Raul Garcia, none of them blessed with lightning pace. Griezmann, Benzema, Valbuena. Certainly Sissoko was the biggest threat in the first half.
There's Fabregas. By the head of Patrice Evra. Spain are unbeaten in their last 5 games against France. They were drawn together in the same group for the qualifying rounds of the World Cup. There's Griezmann. Plenty of time for Karim Benzema. There's Pogba. Sissoko an option again. It's Sissoko, Benzema! France strike at the heart of Spain. Paris is on its feet. But it's offside against Karim Benzema.
Well, the move deserved the goal. Movement off the ball, great passing. Benzema is behind the ball there. The ball is played in. Nice Sissoko. it's an incorrect decision there from the assistant referee.
Paris was on his feet. A moment of fortune for Spain.
That movement was excellent. Start with a long ball from Griezmann, the movement from Valbuena. Now Benzema the space to initially get involved in that build-up when it breaks wide. Sharp up, running towards the goal. Players joining up in support. Entirely finish from Benzema as well.
Down that right-hand side, causing Spain problems. It's Carvajal. Good strength from Diego Costa. He's still trying to fit into the Spain way, Diego Costa.
I think he's trying too hard to get involved in the build-up. Spain have an unbelievable amount of players. Whichever team they pick, they want to get the ball to feet, they can manipulate, move the ball around swiftly with ease. There is Diego Costa being the focal point of the attack, staying further up the pitch.
It's a ball, it's dealt with by Varane, but it drops to Raul Garcia, who's fended off by Matuidi.
Garcia tries to get it, he's bumped by Matuidi, no appeal from the Spanish player. See Benzema with the movement, drifts into that position, it's a great flick. Gets across the front of San Jose. Deft flick towards the far post. Excellent finish.
He's scored plenty, but he's been unfortunate with a few goals. Karim Benzema, the one which was chalked off against Switzerland at the World Cup, because the referee had blown for full time. And then that lovely little flick finish there. Evra. There's Griezmann. He's now an Atletico Madrid player.
Good start from France, they're pressing higher up the pitch. Not content to sit back and allow Spain possession.
Evra. There's Benzema again. We have far too much time a few moments ago. That time Spain just about slammed the door shut. Nicely done again by Pogba, who was pulled back, and the referee has seen it.
Good decision. Referee trying to allow the advantage.
France not hanging around. Debuchy. To the French Football Federation in attendance here. Sometimes a message to Frank Ribéry saying the door will always be open if Ribéry changes his mind about international retirement. That decision caused a few by surprise around here. There's Carvajal. Garcia looking to offer a threat here. And there's always that man. Koke's corner. Doesn't beat the first man, which was Benzema.
Concerned play from Benzema, that's his responsibility, but Koke has to do better. against that near post man. So Dabuski wants his team to settle down. Deschamps will want his team to continue playing at this higher pace.
I mentioned earlier, he wants to keep this momentum going from the World Cup all the way through now to Euro 2016. Matuidi. Now it's Evra. A fantastic place to be during the Summer's World Cup. The bars were packed out, people sat outside restaurants and cafes watching on big TVs, and the Marseillaise sung with real gusto. For the first time in quite some time, the people of this country and its football team are standing shoulder to shoulder again. Sacco getting involved with each other. He's never one to back down, Diego Costa.
Sacco standing his ground, but he slams into the back of Diego Costa.
From his altercation with Everton's Tim Howard and Seamus Coleman at the weekend. Sergio Ramos. There's Fabregas. Santi Cazorla. So it's measured from Spain, and now Santi Cazorla trying to quicken things up.
That's the secret, isn't it? Slow build up and that dynamic change of pace in the final third.
Santi Cazorla. Here's Carvajal. Diego Costa. Seen off by Patrice Evra.
Too predictable, wasn't it? The return pass from Koke to Diego Costa.
Saw plenty of David Silva warming up at the break at the start of France. Spain making another change here. So that's another change of their own as well. But the second change at the game by Spain. Goes Raul Garcia, his first cap is over. Oh, in his place comes David Silva.
Pour l'équipe de France avec la sortie du numéro 11, Antoine Griezmann, remplacé par le numéro 20.
This international friendly goes Antoine Griezmann. Money move from Real Sociedad to Atletico Madrid, and on comes the Chelsea new boy, Loic Remy. It's been a long summer for Loic Remy. He was about to be handed the number 7 shirt at Liverpool, then that move fell through. Now he's a Chelsea player. There's Silva. There's Piliqueta. There's David Silva. Fabregas. This is Carvajal. And Silva, always looking, always thinking. Fabregas. Diego Costa.
So tight, so narrow. Now Garcia swapped for replaced by David Silva. Has had a different dimension to the Spanish attack.
Fabregas. Silva. Diego Costa. It's David Silva. Spain getting closer and closer to France's doorstep. Will France deal with it?
They can't create an opening though, can they? They're making good progress into the 18-yard box. Certainly defending from the French as well. Good teamwork. Plugging all the gaps, allowing Silva to find the little spaces and those little give and goes. Terraspi and Valbuena coming together now.
Spain only scored 14 goals in qualifying for the 2014 World Cup. Of the group winners that qualified for Europe, that was the lowest total. Something that Del Bosque is having to try and change to be more clinical in front of goal, to make sure there's an end product to the fancy footwork. Remy's header. Given away by Sissoko. There's Patrice Evra. Now Matuidi. Valbuena. Plays Matuidi. This is Karim Benzema. He was robbed of the ball and then fouled. Azpilicueta.
Over, didn't it, on the right flank as well. Benzema couldn't spread the ball wide again. Loses it. Tries to win it back quickly.
Remy. Just wonder how difficult this summer has been for him. That move that fell through to Anfield. The offers coming in. Arsenal on the last day. He's got it sorted out now, but it's been a long few months for him.
It has, and we mustn't forget that we're still in the very early stages of the season, aren't we, with a lot of these players. Premier League 3 games in, La Liga 2 games in, the Italian League just 1 game in. A lot of these players are top internationals returning from World Cup duty. Azpilicueta there pressing so high up the pitch. The right thing to do. French players, transfers over the summer.
There's Loic Remy. Now it's Pogba. The referee was just letting play continue, seeing how it developed, and now has pulled it back for the foul on Pogba.
Koke catches him, doesn't he? Stops him falling through, making connection with the ball. Clear foul.
A couple of saves so far, David De Gea tonight. And the last free kick from Valbuena was switched wide to the right. Straight down the middle this time, looking for Remy.
They changed the angle last time. This time they go straight down the middle. San Jose spotted the run, just tracked it, good enough to deny it. Loic Remy.
Matuidi. There's David Silva. Now it's Pogba. Patrice Evra. Pogba. Nicely done. There's Matuidi. And now it's Valbuena.
Good pressure from France. Matuidi is an excellent game. Pushing forward, Valbuena on the edge of the box. Carvajal getting close, Terraspi able to get back. More defensive work being forced on the Spanish midfield players in this second half.
I think there were many eyebrows raised when Mathieu Valbuena decided to leave Marseille and head to Russia and sign for Dynamo Moscow. He's had a terrific start there. Assisted 4 goals so far, has also scored. He scored at the weekend. Just fancied a new challenge. He has been under immense pressure at Marseille, Mathieu Valbuena. At times he's had to carry that team. Didn't fancy doing it again.
They're in good shape, France. Looking at the edges of the squad, the team that started tonight is only going to be Patrice Evra will be 35 by the time we play the finals here. Debuchy going to be 31. The rest of the team, Valbuena will be 31. The rest of the team will be the good side of 30.
Spain about to make a double change. Looks like Pedro and Paco Alcácer are coming on. In the meantime, here's Remy. He's enjoying this. Sissoko. Too much elevation on it, although Remy was setting himself. Carvajal made sure he didn't get to it. Now it's Diego Costa. So time for another couple of changes as we head into the final quarter of this contest. Here comes Paco Alcácer, a man from Valencia, 21 years of age. He comes on to win his first cap, and off goes Diego Costa, for whom it's been a frustrating night. Great night for that man, though. Called up for the first time. He's represented Spain at youth level. He's on for the seniors. It's the end of the night for Cesc Fabregas, so the Chelsea duo go off. And Yohan Cabaye and Lucas Digne coming on for France. Blaise Matuidi, one of those to make way. Goes Patrice Evra, so a straight swap at left back and in midfield for the French. Bit of a surprise that Cabaye didn't start this tonight. Sissoko came in ahead of him. Great decision as well, because he was terrific in the first half.
Oh yeah, he's been an excellent game in the second half. Not as influential as the first half, but that assist for the goal that should have been allowed for Benzema.
Remy stumbling and losing out to Carvajal. There's Pogba. So Pedro, who scored the winner when these two last met here in the World Cup qualifying, is on the pitch. Another big task at Barcelona now, hasn't he, with Luis Suarez arriving at the Camp Nou.
For Spain today, a little bit more pace in attack as well. I think it was slightly unbalanced, the squad. Pedro is the only winger, the out-and-out winger in the squad that Del Bosque has picked for this match in the qualifier against Macedonia. Lots of midfield players, all very similar.
It starts real for Spain next week in Valencia against Macedonia. currently own the Henri Delaunay Trophy, which is named after a Frenchman. They've won the last 2 European Championships. Start their quest for a third on Monday. Will it be difficult for France to play friendly after friendly? It's the perennial problem for the host nation.
It will, because they've got momentum. They're a really good World Cup. As I've said a number of times tonight, the squad and the team are of a good age. It's a settled group of players as well.
Alcacer.
An improving team as well, and I think playing qualifications, competitive matches, certainly does improve any team that's growing together. But it is what it is, and Deschamps is going to have to contend with that, deal with that. His team are still ready in 2 years' time.
There's David Silva, Santi Cazorla. Pogba leading the breakout. Stepped all the way. Valencia's Alcácer. Remember, he scored a fabulous goal against Milan in pre-season. A controlled drive from all of 45 yards over the head of Juan Diego Lopez in the Milan goal.
Yep, no, he's a player that's been in great form in the second half of last season. Exploded on the scene into the first team at Valencia, continued his good form this season. Still a surprise when he was called up first time by Del Bosque for these 2 games. It's one of the areas I think where Del Bosque has got to come up with a solution. He talks about not scoring enough goals. It's cost his 5th game tonight, still no goals. Various players still around that still believe they've got an international future. Avala and Negredo, Soldado, Llorente. Fernando Torres might get a new lease of life with a move to Milan.
Alcácer's touch, there's Santi Cazorla. Now David Silva.
Some of those players, Negredo has 10 goals, 21 appearances for Spain. Soldado, 7 in 12. Shown they can find the back of the net with this setup under Del Bosque. At the moment, Diego Costa seems to be the main man.
I've just got the thing with Diego Costa, because of the way he came into the team, into the Spanish squad, that the pressure will build and build until he scores his first goal. So away it goes for strikers. Augustinho of Paris Saint-Germain. Valbuena. There's Benzema.
There's significant difference in the second half, isn't there? Performance from Dani Carvajal. He's defended well in the second half. He's had to. First half, it was all about his attacking prowess.
Benzema moved on nicely. It's Valbuena, and it's thundered in by Loic Remy. Now France have their goal. Loic Remy, who has had a summer of frustration, he now has his big move, and now a big goal at the Stade de France. And Spain have that sinking feeling again.
Well, it's a stunning finish. Well, it's a sparkling attacking move as well. Top-class football. Good passing, good movement. For a split second, I thought they'd lost the opportunity. Valbuena, Benzema, a little flick round the corner. I thought Valbuena was going to go on and take the shot on after the pass from Sissoko. He cuts it back. And again, it's a stunning finish from Loic Remy. It really is. Great spot by Valbuena. And finds the corner with great power. No chance whatsoever for David De Gea. Just starts it outside the post, wraps his left foot around it, gets the curve on it. It's a fantastic goal for France.
Well, that is what Chelsea have bought. A striker who can finish like that. And Valbuena, mentioned earlier in the Russian league already, has 4 assists this season. There's one now for his nation. It's the end of the night for Mathieu Valbuena. His work is complete. And on comes Newcastle. Newcastle's Remy Cabella.
A great goal. Spain defenders were back in shape. Quick pass in to change in terms of movement. Sissoko get himself in the box. A little flick around the corner. There was a great awareness from Valbuena. Stunning finish from Loic Remy. I think they deserved it, particularly the second half performance. A more authoritative team, haven't they?
If it stays like this, it will be a tale of two Chelsea strikers. A frustrating night for one. A wonderful night at the moment for the other. In Loic Remy. There's Pogba. Now it's Benzema. Benzema can't find the right pass. It's Cabella. Digne. Cabella. Start the France in full voice. No matter how well or badly France are doing, they always fill this place now. They come to cheer or to jeer. They always come in their droves to the Stade de France.
There's a feel-good factor around this team now, isn't there? I think everybody's aware that they're going places. Good World Cup results amongst the goals as well. Playing entertaining football. Narrowly went out to eventual world champions Germany.
Spain in behind here. Azpilicueta looking for David Silva. It misses him.
One or two players looking around the goal scorer, Loic Remy. His job isn't done so far this evening. He saw Azpilicueta and just left him. Azpilicueta tries to get into the box. I thought it was a little deflection, but it just goes behind Silva. Pedro can't react and get anything on it.
They haven't been conceding many of late, France. They've got clean sheets in 4 of their last 6. They are difficult to break down. You mentioned Spain have had the problem scoring goals. Off goes Santi Cazorla. Comes another one for the future, and very much now the present. Isco. France making a change as well, and off goes Moussa Sissoko, starman, ran the show in the first half for France. Really like Newcastle United fans seeing him in that kind of form. And on in his place comes Morgan Schneiderlin, the man from Strasbourg. He is still a Southampton player. Goodbye. There's Koke. Alcácer finding David Silva. Alcácer again. There's the tall, athletic, strong Pogba. San Jose gets to it ahead of Loic Remy.
Could you get a 15-yard lead there, because it was cut down to 5 by the end of that run.
Remy Cabella. There's Digne. Pogba. He's enjoying himself. Again, there's that threat of danger. He gets himself into a little spot of bother and then gets out of it.
Got out of it there with really good skill, didn't he? Double drag back.
Debuchy. France lead thanks to a goal from this man here, Loic Remy. Double again, just too much in the end for Debuchy. We saw Spain dominate the ball in the first half. It hasn't been that way in the second.
Certainly one or two concerns, I would imagine, for Del Bosque. Not enough attempts on goal. That's been a criticism for some time now. It is a friendly. You still don't want these sides to be defeated. We had that invincible tag for 6 years. Teams really didn't believe that they would be able to beat Spain. We saw the defeats in the World Cup. New players. It's a new leaf for the Spanish national team that they have to get back on a winning trail. Otherwise teams will start to grow in terms of belief that they will beat Spain. They're not playing the Spain of old. And they will take them on. I think that's had an element in this game tonight. France sat back in the first half, but the second half under Deschamps' orders, I would imagine, have gone out and take the game to Spain. Been the far better team.
Remy Cabella just wouldn't give that up.
It's been ferocious play from France in the second half. Every single player working harder, closing the ball down faster, doing it higher up the pitch as well.
I mentioned it's a friendly, but the problem is now there's no hiding place anymore, friendly or not. More questions will be asked of Spain if it remains this way. After the World Cup for Germany in the summer, Philipp Lahm being vocal in saying that he believes that Spain is still the team to beat. There's David Silva. Nicely done by Silva. And that's how close Spain were to levelling matters.
It's more like Spain we're used to seeing, isn't it? Pedro does brilliant just to step over it. The pass to run into the path of David Silva. He's definitely trying to pick out that far post, just doesn't get enough purchase on it. Just drags it, curls it wide of that far post. Wasn't looking for power, looking for accuracy. It's a goal we've seen him score many times, haven't we? Similar style of goal. His time at Manchester City. In fairness to Del Bosque, is an upgrade in talent with him coming on with Iniesta in the squad when he comes back into the team. Gerard Piqué as well at centre of defence, but he has to sort out the centre forward position.
Let's go to David Silva. Silva again. Looking the most likely at the moment to open France up. This is Isco. Ricochet back off Silva.
The same wavelength Isco and David Silva. As much as Isco goes for goal, Silva does step over it, ran with the block, rebounds off Silva. They're linking up well, those two players. Still be a feather in the cap, but nice and friendly with France able to hang on to this one-goal lead and beat Spain.
And just keeps it going along nicely for France. Remy Cabella. talk about Euro 2016 and being the host nation here. It won't be quite the same pressure as Brazil had for the World Cup in the summer, but it won't be far off. Especially if they keep winning games like this.
Yeah, expectation levels will rise, won't they? Back of that. Decent World Cup.
Isco, ball stuck to his boot. Koke. Sergio Ramos. Iturraspe. There's Koke. Sergio Ramos. David Silva. Sergio Ramos thinking about it. Isco. Can Spain find that perfect pass, because that is what they're looking for.
The passing has become a little bit quicker in the last 5 minutes. David Silva's having an influence on that. Still really threatening the goal of Hugo Lloris.
Well, he's had to deal with a dangerous cross in the first half, Hugo Lloris.
The defenders dealt with 2 or 3 crosses from Danny Carvajal when he was threatening down the right side of attack.
I've seen David Silva find just wide, but not too many chances after that. There might be one now with Alcácer. Hugo Lloris is always quick up his line.
Nick of Rafael Varane there. Just there. Deflects it away from Alcácer, and then Lloris comes out. Isco with that incisive ball. A couple of caps before Isco, but he does look like a player already that's at home at international level, doesn't he?
Just looks to be with the football. Let's put Equator. Is this the moment for Spain? There's the answer.
Does a good job defensively, Peliqueta, but there you can clearly see he's a right-footed player playing in the left-back position. You can see the little magician, Valbuena, little give and go with Karim Benzema, Sissoko around the corner. Great movement off the ball, and great awareness there. Unselfish play from Valbuena to pick out Loic Remy. And a powerful, accurate finish from the Chelsea striker. Valbuena, the type of player that will enjoy assisting a goal like that as much as actually finishing a chance himself. Terrific little player.
Marseillaise ringing out around the Stade de France.
Del Bosquez, considering there's Peliqueta as he's out and out left back, but Jordi Alba is the player I would imagine would be the first choice. Will be better off in that position we just saw as Peliqueta when he skied his cross beyond everyone.
Spain a couple of minutes away from another defeat. Koke. There's David Silva. Iturraspe. Koke. He was surrounded in the end, and here's Pogba. He's trying to shut doors and open doors, such as his game tonight, Paul Pogba. Every time you see him play, you can see why Sir Alex Ferguson was so disappointed that Pogba left Old Trafford in the end.
Not like they've needed a central midfield player like that either, is it?
He said he was promised his opportunity. He didn't think it came his way, and that's why he left. There's David Silva.
Good partnerships developing though for this French 11, isn't there? That started Saka and Varane, making it difficult for anybody to force their way in the side as a central defender. Even the midfield players, a good little trio tonight. Sissoko is coming for Kabay, but him, Matuidi and Pogba, formidable trio in midfield.
Three additional minutes. Spain looking to save this. Isco, David Silva, back to Isco. Lovely play, and then the challenge is put in by Debuchy, who seemed to get the ball. Great link-up play, though, from two clever brains, two clever footballers, David Silva and Isco.
They've been the best hope, haven't they, for Spain? Whenever those two players play with each other, link up together. It's a half-hearted appeal, I have to say, from the Spanish players. I'm not convinced that it was a penalty.
There's Pogba, and now it's Karim Benzema. He's always looking up, always looking for his options. Benzema!
Good save from De Gea. Some good saves tonight, the Manchester United goalkeeper. Not at fault with the goal. Is he going to be the man to put Casillas under real pressure? Enough of the contact with the ball there, no foul for me. Debuchy. It's not just about contact anyway, it has to be a foul, doesn't it? That wasn't a foul, it was a good last-ditch challenge from the Arsenal defender.
There's Paul Pogba. He's managed to get into that tight situation. Benzema. This is Yohan Kabay looking for Remy Cabella. Intervening is Debuchy. And space now for Remy Cabella. He didn't make the most of it. Seemed to look up and take his eye off the ball. Sergio Ramos, still time for Spain here.
Showing skill, strength, determination to hold on to the ball, not content just to hold it in the corner. Spanish players trying to get the ball off him.
He's the headline writer. Digne. Pedro trying to create something right at a death here for Spain. From Rio to Paris, Spain's problems continue. From invincible to vulnerable. France are hoping something special is happening here. The match winner, Loic.